there, Diana from Adirondack Girl at Heart. I teach antique lovers how to create successful vintage and antique businesses that they love. One of the ways I do that is through these videos. Another way I do that is through my website, Adirondack Girl at Heart. Today we're going to focus on vintage and antique glass, and I have a lot to show you. So let's jump right in. I'm going to start with some of the oldest pieces that I've picked up lately. For example, here is a beautifully decorated vase produced probably by a renowned glass manufacturer like Fostoria or Cambridge Glass. This glass has definitely gone out of style, particularly if it's clear. Not super popular, but for $4, I had to rescue it. I love the shape. I love that it gets a little narrower at the top. It will hold flowers really nicely. I'm going to keep it until this glass comes back in style, which it definitely should. If I was going to sell it, I would price it at about $15 or $20. And here's another piece, very similar, beautiful floral decoration, just a gorgeous shape. It was $1 and it would sell probably for about $12 to $15. Now, you're going to get slightly higher prices if you sell on Etsy, but I tend to avoid things that are as breakable as these two pieces are. So let's take a look at a couple of pieces of milk glass. So this is an older, I'm going to call it a syrup pitcher, and it would have had a little thumb press there to lift the lid. So the lid is missing. This is probably tin or pewter. I think it's tin. Normally I don't pick up things that aren't perfect or close to perfect, but this was just too good to pass up for $2. I will put it in my antique booth and price it at about $18 to $20. And then I picked up a little covered vanity jar. So this is a Victorian era jar. It's not signed on the bottom at all. When you hold it up to the light, it has the ring of fire that you sometimes will find, especially on older pieces. I feel like the paint is new because it's in really perfect condition. It's appropriate for this jar. I paid $3 for it. It will sell for about $12 to $15. And from the same seller, I picked up two heart dishes with the same violets hand painted on, and they were $3 each. And I will probably sell them as a pair for $20 to $22. Here is a opalescent blue milk glass that I just thought was beautiful. Picked it up for $3. And it is Westmoreland glass. It has the W over the G embossed mark right there. I think you can see that. Yeah, there's that W. And it should sell for about $15. The last older piece I want to show you is this Mary Gregory glass. So Mary Gregory is a type of Bohemian glass. It doesn't refer to the maker. It would have this really beautiful, delicate glass with a cameo figure on the front dating to about the 1880s. And it was $3 at a Habitat for Humanity restore. So back in the day, these were worth $40 to $50. Now more in the $20 range, and probably would sell best on Etsy. But again, this delicate glass, I'm not interested in shipping that, so it will go into my antique booth. Now I have several toothpicks to show you. There's been a boon of toothpicks. So 4 of the toothpicks are clear, so I'm going to start with those first. Here's one that was half off at Salvation Army. There's the bottom. Just a really nice weight, pretty shape with a scalloped edge, and it should sell for $10. That's typically the price that I put on most clear. This is a little bit older with the daisy and button pattern on it. There's the daisy and there's the button. Little urn shape, also $10. I paid $1 for it. And here's another one, cost $1.99. And nice panels, and again, scalloped edge, super sweet. I've sold a number of this pattern for $10. I was calling this clear, but it's really aqua, and it was $1. It also has this scalloped edge. It's got the number 2 on the bottom. I'm not sure what that refers to, but I will put $12 on this one. Just a sweet little toothpick. So last 3, I'm saving the best for last. Here is a green, really nice emerald green toothpick, scalloped on the top with some little bit of gold gilt left there. Scalloped on the bottom also, bottom and top. We'll put $12 to $14 on that one. Here's an Amberina toothpick. So Amberina refers to the gradient coloration, yellow to red here. Got a beautiful little swirl pattern, and I have sold these for $12. I picked it up for $1. And then lastly, look at this beauty. Little chick on the base with the urn-shaped holder. Paid $4. I'm gonna say $15 to $18 on him. And that's it for the toothpicks. Now we're gonna take a look at some bottles and jars. So I'm gonna show you the newer one. So this may still be available for sale. I'm not sure, but loved the shape, loved the color, great for decorating. A few aqua colored bottles in different sizes in the center of a table would be beautiful. Just the one as an accent somewhere in a living room would also be beautiful. It was $1, so it was 75% off of $5. So it was $1.25. I felt it was worth that. And probably if I sell it in my antique booth, then it does need quite a bit of cleaning on the inside. If I decide to sell it, I would price it at about 15 to 18. And I do have an article on my website about cleaning old bottles, so I will link to that below. And while we're talking about links, because I forgot, I also have an article on my website about toothpick holders and all different kinds, glass, metal, and ceramic. You'll also find on my website an article all about milk glass, antique to vintage to new milk glass, and I have a video all about milk glass. So I'll link to those also down below. The next bottle is this beauty. I think this is a brandy bottle. This really deep, dark olive green. $3, and it says right on there as is, but I must have missed that because I didn't realize that it had this really large crack right down here, which will reduce its value significantly. I do want to point out it has an applied top. That means that the base would have been molded in typically a wooden mold. So a glass blower would have blown glass into the mold and then later created this neck. And the way that I can tell that is that it's uneven. This isn't perfect. This width all the way around is uneven. You can see a little flaw. It's not really a flaw, it's just something that lets you know that it was applied. So if it was in perfect condition, I probably would have priced it at about $20. Because it's got the crack, I might keep it because I really do like it. And add it to my collection of misfit antiques. A lot of the things that I own or decorate with are imperfect, but if I was going to sell it with the crack, I would probably put something like $5 or $6 on it, because that crack, like I said, really detracts from it. So I have a couple of clear bottles, jars. I think this was a syrup or possibly an oil, like an olive oil jar. These are not that uncommon, but really nice shape with the little handle, very popular. I might find a cork to pop in there. So it was $1 and it should sell for about $10 to $12. And then here's a jar. I think this held some sort of toiletry, like maybe powder. That's just my feeling. It was $1. Picked it up at an antique shop. I guess it was originally $3 and then marked down to $1. I have a hard time passing up interesting jars. How about you? Do you have trouble? I would price it at about $8 or $10. And then this is the last clear glass. This is a McCormick's Spice, and it also says Baltimore. So there's McCormick's Spices, Baltimore. I just thought that was cool. I also thought I might have a lid for it. I haven't seen this particular bottle in the past. It's priced at $1. If I can find a lid, I'm gonna price it at about 10. Okay, so here is a newer bottle. This is a syrup bottle. You've probably seen it before. It's marked Log Cabin on the bottom. So not super old, but I did pay $1.50 for it. And I thought someone was gonna like that. It's got Mount Rushmore written up here and then embossed down below, and it should sell for about $8. This video ended up being so long we had to break it into 2 parts. So this is the end of part 1. Stay tuned for part 2. And as always, happy hunting.